Hi, this is The Shakedown, and my name is Regina. Now, let's get into the topic of discussion. What was it? Oh, they're gone. Great. Now, let's really get into this video. I think you know what time it is. It's time for the Shake Attack! Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm considering my part-time job of being a superhero. Like, did you see that intro? Did you see? Now, the little thing might need a little work, but that's okay because I have you guys to help me. Now, I know it might be a little down, or maybe not, but for those of you who are down, let me just make you smile a little bit, okay? That's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna boost your energy because that's what we need today, okay?
Thanks. Show me again.
The baby was so adorable. Now, if that didn't make you smile, then I think you need a little conversation in your life. And today we're going to have a conversation. You know, some people, they need a little government talk or anything like that. So, maybe you're one of those people. So today's topic, I think, is going to do you just right. So today, the episode is called The Setup. And you're like, what is the setup? Like, is we finna set up for a vacation? Is we finna set up to get away from this COVID? Girl, I wish. But today, we're going to be talking about the setup of the government. And basically, the rundown of it. Like, who is really in charge? And how does it really go down? Who wouldn't want to know that? So today, we're going to talk about starting off with an amazing woman who stands for a lot. And her name is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And she was the first female Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. And she passed a couple days ago. So I would like to take a moment to just appreciate her. So why don't you can take that moment with me, okay? So she was an inspiring woman. I'm like, it was literally unbelievable. And you know, when you sign up for those positions, you're in there for the long run until death. And honestly, some would say her death was at the wrong time because, you know, election, Trump, Biden. And Trump's response was not at all surprising to me because since the election, one, everyone knows that like in 2018, I want to say, he nominated a male. And originally, some would say Trump was going to nominate another male after Ruth. But he knew he needed to get votes. Trump wanted votes. He wanted to be reelected. So, majority of voting, I would say, would come from women. And he wanted to get those female votes. So, he nominated another woman, and her name was Amy Barrett. And that was Trump's way of basically hijacking the election. Some would say it did work, some would say it didn't, because Trump is power hungry. He wants to get votes. He wants to be our leader, and he wants money. And the strange thing is that everyone says what comes around goes around. Trump got COVID. And that's his payback. Like, he got COVID. And then the strange thing is he left a facility where he was being quarantined. And he went to the White House. And he took off his mask knowing he has COVID. I'm not gonna say anything, but that's a little suspicious, don't you think? Because it's like he thinks about women when it comes to getting approval where he know is needed so he can continue to have his power. And honestly, with all of this, with Ruth and Trump trying to coax women to voting for him, this all reminded me of a part of Hamilton. Now, here you go. Oh my gosh, Regina! Hamilton, you know we love it. Or, oh my gosh, Regina, you know I'm tired of you in Hamilton. Why don't you just audition already? And maybe I should audition for Hamilton, because let me be one of the Schuyler sisters. Work. Work. Yeah. Or I can be Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton. But let me just show you the clip instead of living my fantasy, because that's another episode.
I know it's not funny, but your perfume smells like your daddy's got money. While you slumming in the city in your fancy heels, you searching for an urchin who can give you ideals.
Where you disgust me.
So you disgust me. I'm a trust fund, baby, you can trust me.
I'm intense or I'm insane. You want a revolution, I want a revelation. So listen to my declaration. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. And when I meet Thomas Jefferson, I will compel him to include women in the sequel.
And Angelica gave me that Ruth Bader Ginsburg vibes because she knew what she wanted. She didn't have time for no distractions. Look, she had a family, but she knew what she wanted, those rights for women. But you want a revolution, I want a revelation. So listen to my declaration. What? Come on now. If you did not get those two together, come on now. Come on now. And then Aaron Burr wanting money. Like, talking about, I'm a trust fund, baby. You can trust me. Bye-bye. What they be saying? It's the money hunger for me. It's the fact that he's a mini Trump for me. Like, Aaron Burr was thinking about money. He was saying that he wanted all the right things, all the equality for people, but he was just sitting around. Like, come on now. Exactly the point. Now, I'm not saying Alexander Hamilton had his good points too, but he did something. Aaron Burr was just trying to wait until he got the position to do something. Trump, he got the position. He's just messing up stuff. And Aaron Burr messed up too, because guess what? He killed Alexander Hamilton. And I think if Trump had the power, well, he does, but the fact that Trump is a questionable person for me. But Trump's not thinking about us. He's thinking about his power. He thinks about everything that he can control now. See, he has more than money, and he has that pretty little old title. And honestly, he don't have to listen to nobody. Just like the judicial system, they revise and enforce laws. They're supposed to. But they don't enforce laws. The president can deny the decision. They don't have to follow the decision. Other officials can avoid the decision. Don't have to listen. And that's the problem now with the judicial branch. They're weak. They don't enforce laws. They don't. And that's the problem. And that's why Trump thinks he can do whatever he wants to do. Because he's a big baby. And here is room for opinion. I'm a very opinionated person. So I don't want you to stop your opinion. How you feel about Trump? How you feel about this election? How do you feel about Trump trying to buy women's vote? Come on, tell me how you feel. Because one thing that no one will ever be able to take from you, no matter how much power in the world that they have, is your opinion. Just saying. So, that's why this is a safe space for your opinion, your thoughts, your ideas. Come on now, because guess what? One of us, me, you, the next, maybe even your teacher will be the next president, the next associate justice of the Supreme Court, or maybe even vice president, maybe even governor. Some position to have our voice. And that should be known. And here it's known. So, and having that power comes with a lot. It does. And one thing that I would want for sure is judicial activism. You're pretty much a guardian. Guardian of the galaxies. This is guardian of the people. This is what this is. A little remix. You're protecting the people. The people are counting on you to protect us, our opinions, and our rights. And a prime example is the case of Roe versus Wade. And it's basically the fight for right for abortion. Women should have that right to decide whether they want to carry another human inside their body for 9 months. It's their body. No one is asking a male to remove one of his body parts or carry another living human inside of them for 9 months. They can't. So, I honestly think that is up to women. Women go through so much trauma and emotional regret. And half the time, it's not even their choice if they wanted that baby or not. And that brings me to a very interesting and point-proving TikTok that I found earlier.
I don't see how anyone could kill a child. I'm pro-life. If you're so pro-life, maybe we should focus on the people who are already living on this planet and helping them. Well, if she doesn't want a kid, she shouldn't get pregnant. Maybe if birth control were free, there'd be less unwanted pregnancies, which would result in less abortions. Well, what about a 16-year-old girl who was raped? Should she have to give birth to the child of her rapist? Do you realize the emotional toll that takes on someone, especially a teenage girl? How about we focus on the girl who is already alive and has experienced trauma from an older man raping her, than focusing on a clump of cells inside of her? If she doesn't want the kid, she can put it up for adoption. She still has to be pregnant for 9 months, go through the pain of giving birth, and put a baby up for adoption, all while trying to be a teenager and just live her life. Well, my dad says men shouldn't be able to decide whether women can have abortions. We don't know anything about what women go through and how hard giving birth is. I still don't support killing babies. Being pro-choice doesn't mean you have to get an abortion. It doesn't even mean that you have to like the idea of abortions. It simply means that you support a woman's choice to abort a clump of cells if she isn't ready to have a baby.
It shouldn't be illegal for a woman to decide whether or not she wants to keep a baby or abort a baby or put it up for adoption. Because the thing is, one, women might not feel like they're ready mentally, financially to support a baby, and then it gets taken away from them. And that leads to even more trauma. And even that, putting them up for adoption, where adoption isn't guaranteed. That could be moving from house to house, putting another human into another stereotype, another statistic of them being moved from house to house, either being loved or being abused. And that's another human being walking this earth, homeless, not having the granted opportunity that everyone should have. So that decision of abortion is not any man's decision, any president's decision, even a superintendent decision, a Supreme Court decision. It is all up to the woman that is carrying that living human inside of them. Because that baby can't make the decisions for their own yet. For themselves, they can't make the decision yet. Because I wouldn't want to bring a child into this world and not want them. I don't want to regret them. So that's not only putting trauma towards you, but that child as well. That's not okay. So calling a woman a bad person because they aren't ready to have another human being that they have to take care of. No. Or putting it on to the next person who will actually love them. Now, I'm not saying that adoption is bad, because there are women out there who adopt because they aren't able to have kids of their own. And that's perfectly okay. There is nothing wrong with that either. But for some women, that leads to a lot of trauma, a lot of regret, and a lot of unstable mindsets. So, Trump isn't an idea of judicial activism. Ruth was an activist. She stood for women's rights. She understood the feeling. And that is why this video could really help you and could help the next person and anyone else who doesn't understand. And guess what? You could be the next person to voice that, to voice this information. I'm just helping. Every little thing counts. Every little thing matters. By this video, I'm letting people know what's going on. Opinions matter. Opinions make change, and you can be a part of that change. You are a part of that change just by you watching this video and getting to this point right here, getting to the end. You are activating that change. So I think you know what time it is. It's Hamilton time. And I think you know what song that's gonna come up. Well, you might not. But that's okay, because I think that you will go to love it just like me. So let's get into it.
I'm gonna get a scholarship to King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, but dag, I'm amazed and astonished. The problem is I got a lot of brains, but no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge, I'm a diamond in the rough. A shiny piece of coal, trying to reach my goal. My power of speech, unimpeachable. Only 19, but my mind is older. These New York City streets get cold. I shoulder every burden, every disadvantage I've learned to manage. I don't have a gun to brandish. I walk these streets famished. The plan is to fan this spark into a flame. But damn, it's getting dark, so let me spell out the name. I am the A-L-E-X-A-N-D-E-R.
Now I think you know what time it is. It's time for the shake attack. Da-da-da-da-da. That sounded good. Do I hear a record deal? Okay, but seriously, you know what time it is. It's time for the shake attack. Woo! And I just want you guys to remember the end of Hamilton. We are meant to be, and we are gonna be. See you later.